Hi guys, it's Miss Lily. I'm going to review slope and talk about average rate of change. Okay? If you remember, slope is your rise over run, or your difference of y's over difference of x's. If you have a picture, you can simply count 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to rise 3. And I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope for number 1 is 3 over 4. Number 2, I'm going to go from one point to the other. It doesn't matter which point you start at. I'm going to start on the left side and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You may be able to count better on your paper than I am on the screen. But if I go down 8, that would be negative 8 for my rise. And my run is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I go down 8 and over 4, that reduces to negative 2. So that one has a slope of negative 2. Number 3, if I have 2 points here, and I'm going to rise 0. So I'm not going up or down at all. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 over anything is 0. Okay? All right, still looking at slope, but this time we're going to look at slope using 2 points. So if you remember, slope using 2 points. Let's write rise over run to begin with. And then if you have 2 points, it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So what is that saying? That's saying if I have 2 points, each point is an ordered pair. So this is my x and my y, and this is my x and my y, and we can call either point 1 or 2. But if we want to do this, we're going to say m equals. We're going to take y2. If I say this is my second point, my y2 would be negative 7. And I'm going to subtract my y1, which would be 3. And then I'm going to have negative 5 minus negative 9. Alright, so negative 3 and negative 7 on the top give me negative 10. And on the bottom I've got negative 5, negative, negative, so it makes that plus 9. So negative 5 plus 9 is going to be 4. And then again, just like at the top, if we can reduce it, we should. So both of those are divisible by 2. So I'm going to rewrite that as negative 5 halves. So that is my best answer. Up here, this is my best answer, and this is my best answer. Alright, for number 5, I'm going to change colors just so if I overlap or get too close, it doesn't all smear together. So for number 5, I'm going to have m equals, and I'm going to have my y2, which is negative 4, minus y1, negative 1, so it's going to be a plus 1. Then I'm going to have my x2 minus x1, and then I'm going to simplify. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3 over negative 9. 2 negatives make out a positive. They're both divisible by 3, so that reduces to 1/3. 1/3 is the best answer. All right, here at the end, number 6, we're going to say what is our slope. So we're going to go y2 is 3 minus y1 is negative 5, so plus 5. And then I'm going to have negative 1 minus negative 13, which makes that plus 13. 3 plus 5, negative 1 plus 13, and 8 and 12 are both divisible by 4. So 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 goes into 12 3 times. So 2 thirds is our best answer there. Okay? All right. If you don't have that, you can pause the video, write down what you need, and we're going to keep moving. All right, average rate of change. Okay, the average rate of change of a function between 2 points is the slope of the line that passes through the points. This is called the secant line. We will talk about secants more when we get to the circle unit, but right now, this is an example of a secant line, okay? Passes through at these 2 points. Okay, average rate of change is going to be essentially the same thing. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If we use the picture, okay, this point is at A. And at some value on the y-axis. This point is at B and some point on the y value. So how we can write that in notation would be f of A, because that just represents the y value that goes with that, and this one can be f of B. So if I look at that as an ordered pair, then I'm going to say, to represent that in the same format as slope, we're going to have our y value minus our y value. So that would be f of B minus f of A over B minus A. Okay? Don't let the formula throw you off. That's just the slope of that secant line. Okay? That is essentially the same thing as y2 minus y1, because that's our y minus our y, over x2 minus x1. All right, let's look at some examples. All right, given the function, graph below, find the average rate of change on each interval. Okay, so the intervals are based on your x values. So the first thing you have to do is find out at -2, what y value do you have? So I'm going to go over here to the graph and I'm going to say x at -2. Looks like that point right there. Okay. All right, so we also have an x at 1 because we're going from -2 to +1 is our interval. So we're going to go to 0, we're going to go over to +1, and where is the graph here? Okay, so if we created a secant line between those 2 points, that's how we would find the average rate of change. So the easiest way to do this is to write down your ordered pairs. So -2 is paired with +2, and +1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is get your y values off the graph. Once you get your y values off the graph, then you're going to do it the exact same way. So I'm going to say my difference of y's, 8 minus 2, over my difference of x's, so 1 minus -1, which is plus, or 2, is +2. All right, so 8 minus 2 would be 6 over 3 or 2. I'm sorry, I just realized that is a negative 8. There should be a negative 8, so I'm going to have to back up. Let me erase this. It is getting late and I was not paying attention. Alright, so go back to the graph here. We're going to look at this again because I want to make sure, if you're following me and taking notes, that you don't get mixed up here. Alright, so here is the origin. If we go to the left of the origin, 1, 2, that's saying my x at 2. Well, now it kind of looks like it's crossing at 1. I think I might need to blow my page up even more than I've got it blown up. Alright, let's change this to a 1. Alright, so if I go over left 2, up 1, that crosses my graph. So we want the interval from -2 to 1. So we're starting out at -2. Okay? Alright, then we're going to go from the origin again, which I need to mark that. Maybe I'll make it a little easier to see. And then I go over 1. So positive 1 right here is given. So I'm going to go over 1 because it's asking on that interval. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did count 8, but I'm going down 8, so that's why I changed this to a negative. Alright, now that we have our points right, we're going to do difference of y's. So -8 minus 1 over 1 minus -2, which is plus 2. So -9 over 3, or -3. Okay? Alright, let's see if I can do better on this next one. I'm going to clear off these dots since we're using a different interval. Let's start with 0. Here's 0. So where's 0 on my graph? Right there. Okay? And then I'm going to 4. So if I look at my origin and I count over 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like it's crossing right there. Okay? Let's see if I can get my points right this time. Alright, so we're going to go from zero, and I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since I'm going down, it is negative. And then I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like my y value is 0. Nope, I missed it again. It looks like maybe it is up 1. These are very hard to see. All right, it looks like it looks like it crosses better right there. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so 4, 1. Get your points, and then slope equals 1 minus -7, and then 4 minus 0. So 8 over 4, or 2. Okay? All right, thanks for joining me. Hopefully that helps a little bit on average rate of change.